For this Madden Tips and Plays a video breakdown, we show a blitz setup from the 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗬𝗱 Blitz that gets heat, but with an added twist. Here's a look at the play diagram for the 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗬𝗱 Blitz 3. This zone defense features a 5-man pass rush with both outside linebackers blitzing. There are 6 defenders playing zone coverage. Here's a look at the playbooks that you'll find in 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗬𝗱 Blitz 3 out of. For this video breakdown, we're going to use the Chargers playbook. We're only going to make 2 defensive coach adjustments. The first one is we're going to go into auto flip play call and turn that one off. And then we want to go down to zone coverage and set that to match. The X factor that we use for this video breakdown is Los Angeles Chargers 𝗬𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, who is a left outside linebacker. Before I get to showing the added twist to the 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗬𝗱 Blitz 3, I'm going to show you guys the basic setup here. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So what you're going to do is you're going to shift the defensive line to the right, take control of the middle linebacker, and then you just want to re-hot route him to blitz. Now with this setup, what we're looking for is for the middle linebacker right here, the one that we're in control of, we need him to engage the center. And once we do this, then we got to drop him back and take away some of these short pass routes that you might see coming across the middle. And then what this is going to do is it's going to allow the outside linebacker here, what I'm going to show here, which is going to be Mac, who's lined up the left outside linebacker position. He's going to apply pressure from the right side of the offensive line. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and then you guys will see what I mean as far as the setup. So let's go ahead and run this. And as you look right here, we're just going to engage him, and then we're going to drop back and take that away as far as that defender, right, or excuse me, that receiver who's spotting up over the middle there. And as you watch that, you would have saw that Mac got the pressure on the quarterback. Let's go into the X and O's of the play, and then we can take a look at it a little bit closer, and I can show you again how this play works. From the top-down view, we can get a better sense of how this play works here in the X and O's of the play. And as you look at it, you can see, as I just pointed out earlier, when I move this linebacker, which is the middle linebacker, the idea of this was to get this center right here to look to block me. Now, as I've said before, in post-patch, the way these offensive linemen block now, they drop further back. So now you have to make sure you engage them for these blitzes to work. Otherwise, they're just gonna basically peel off and look to block somebody else, and they're not even gonna worry about you. And that's the key to this. So you got to make sure you engage this guy, this center right here with this linebacker, the one you're in control of. And once you do that, such as you see on your screen right there, see how I engage him? Then it's going to free this guy, this outside linebacker. Again, this is Mac coming off that edge, and he's going to apply the pressure on the quarterback, which is nice. Now keep in mind, this is only against a 5-man pass protection scheme. Obviously, if the running back stays in the pass block, this blitz doesn't work very well. And then the other problem that we're having now that I've been noticing is, even though I got the pressure on the quarterback, as you look here, my opponent has some time to make a quick bullet pass. For example, as you look at it, he could still throw the ball right here and complete it, and there's nothing I can do about that. And that's what I want to show with the added twist here in just a second. That's going to help at least take that away to a degree. And then the other problem we have here, even with the blitz again coming in, I mean, if these guys right here, these 2 outside, or excuse me, these 2 slot receivers, say they were running, let's go ahead and rewind this actually. Say these 2 slot receivers here, they're both running corner routes, right? So what could happen here, say they were running streaks. Well, the problem with that is that if my opponent saw these guys open, again, he can make a quick bullet pass into this area here or here and complete it for a nice gain. And that's another problem. So again, if I go into this added twist I'm about to show here, hopefully that'll take that away, or at least make your opponent, when he's at the quarterback position, hesitate to make that throw. That's what I'm hoping on. So let's go into the added twist, and I'll show you how that all plays out. Now I want to go ahead and show you guys the added twist to the 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗬𝗱 Blitz 3. To do that, first thing we need to do is go into our audibles and add the 𝗬𝗱 Blitz 3 to them. So we're going to have the 𝗬𝗱 Blitz 3 now added to our audibles. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to call a play here from the 𝗦𝗂𝗯𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 that's totally different. In this case, it's going to be the SS Blitz 0. So we're going to call that play from the defensive side of things. On the offensive side of things, we're going to call the gun tight open bench Z spot, which is the play that I've been running. Let's go ahead and bring everything back up on your screen there as you look at it so you guys can see the controller there. And as far as the setup, it continues to be the same thing. Now, the cool thing about this setup is the strong safety actually comes down the box, and then we can also get the free safety down the box. For example, here's the free safety right here as you look at your screen right there. I'm going to go ahead and get him down into the line of scrimmage as well, at least closer to the box here. So to do that, I simply just want to go ahead and flip the defense. Now, this is all done real quick. I know I'm just kind of doing this because I'm showing you guys how this is set up. But then the next thing you want to do while all this is going on, you're going to audible into the 𝗬𝗱𝗆 Blitz 3, such as what I'm showing on your screen. And then you're going to do the rest of the same setup that we've been doing. Now, as you look at this with the setup here, I now have these safeties lined up down near the line of scrimmage here as you look at it. So you got this guy right here, and you also got this one over here as you look at it. So you guys got those guys all lined up down near the line of scrimmage. And to your opponent, this looks like, if you look at it, it really looks like a cover zero defense, even though it's not. It's actually a zone defense. It's the same defense that I've been showing. The only difference is now I've got those safeties lined up closer to the line of scrimmage. The cool thing about this is it's going to hopefully take away those quick passes that your opponent might throw. So let's go ahead and run this, and then you'll see what I mean as far as bringing the pressure on the quarterback. So everything else is the same here. We just go ahead and engage this guy here, and then we got to break off of him as fast as we can there. I didn't get off as fast as I wanted to, but that's the idea of the setup. So again, if we come out in the same defense right there, you flip it, you go ahead and audible into the 𝗬𝗱𝗆𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Blitz 3, brings that other safety down in the box. You do all this other stuff right here as far as the other part of the setup, and there you go. You got your setup right there, and you're just looking to go ahead and engage that center, and then you're just going to drop him back into coverage right there. Now, if I go back in the X and O's, hopefully we can take away those quick passes to those slot receivers if your opponent was to try to do that. So let's go back into the X and O's of the play and take a look at that. From the top-down view, we can take a look at more in depth of the X and O's of the play. And as you look at it, as I've already pointed out, I brought this safety down here by using those audibles that I did as far as with that strong safety blitz that I showed here. And what that does is get these two safeties closer to the line of scrimmage. And again, these guys, one of the guys are playing the flat. In this case, it's the free safety playing the curl flat here towards the left of your screen as you look at it. And then you got this guy right here, the safety. He's going to play the deep middle, even though he's lined up closer to the line of scrimmage. And as you look at this particular defense, you know, to your opponent, this really looks like cover zero as you look at it. I mean, that's what I would think if I was coming out of here on the offensive side of things. I think this is a cover zero defense, when in fact it is a zone defense. Now, the other thing I talked about earlier, what I was trying to do with this particular setup here was to take away these quick passes possibly to these guys. Say they were running, I talked about them running streaks. Well, the idea of this, by bringing those safeties closer down to the line of scrimmage, hopefully I can take that away. So that's the idea of that. So let's see what happens here as we watch this. And right there, at least initially, they're not really open. Now, as we continue through here, you can see that this receiver here, which is the left slot, does get open where they could throw a quick bullet pass. And that's going to be an issue with this. Now, there's no, as far as I'm concerned this year, since they've done this post patch, a lot of these blitzes, there's going to be some vulnerability as far as your opponent finding somebody open. In this case, this guy's still open, even though I tried to take that away. And then also the running back over here is open. And then the other problem that I'm having here is you look at this defender that I'm in control of, I'm trying to break free of here and disengage from the center, but I'm not able to get quick as I can. But a lot of times I am able to, and then I can take away that route right there to that receiver that's going to be spotting up over the middle. So I'm not too worried about him. Generally, I can take that away. But for the most part, you know, I've kind of got what I wanted for the most part. As you look here, this defender here, which is that safety playing that deep middle, is taking that away. But as I said, your opponent could exploit that with this receiver right here. If let's go ahead and rewind it just a little bit. If this receiver was running a post route and going towards the middle, he's probably going to be open where he could throw a quick bullet pass, possibly for a touchdown. So that's something that you got to watch out for. But with that said, we still got the pressure on the quarterback. You can see that this linebacker does in fact get in and puts the pressure on the quarterback, but there are obviously some flaws in the coverages. So I just want to point that out to you guys with this particular defense. So is this a defense you can run that can bring some pressure on the quarterback? Sure. Is it got the perfect lockdown coverage? No. And I think if you guys go through here and you guys do your own blitz setups, you're going to find anybody can come in here and dissect them and find some open receivers. That's the problem with this year's game now, since they made that post patch. I don't believe there are any defenses that are total lockdown. There are some things you can do that could try to take away some stuff, but obviously on, depending what your opponent runs on the offensive side of thing, he might be able to find some way of exploiting your defenses. So just keep that in mind. Well, anyways, guys, here's another breakdown from this is the breakdown from the nickel 3-3 Cub. It's called Will Blitz 3. I just wanted to show you how to bring some pressure on the quarterback from the left outside linebacker.